Okay, so here in question 12, we are going to use an internal section formula. This has been used one times in like in initial, like only in this question, but you should know what is internal section formula. And similarly, you're gonna use one other formula to find the angle between um two tangents and stuff like this. I will let you know where the formulas and are important, okay? You just need to write it down somewhere and you should remember it. Internal
Yes,
section
yes.
formula. Internal section formula is used in coordinate geometry. For instance, I have a point A, I have a point B. This point A and B, the line A and B is being divided into two parts in any given ratio, right? Let's suppose M ratio N. Okay. Obviously, the complete parts of A and B would be M plus N, obviously, right? But A and B has been divided into two parts, M ratio N, for instance. Then the coordinates of this point that is dividing the line AB, let's suppose this is X and Y. Let's suppose A is X1, Y1, and let's say B is X2, Y2. Okay, so the coordinates of the point that is dividing the line AB into a given ratio can be figured out by a formula that is called internal section formula, and that is actually CXY is equals to M X2 plus N X1 over M plus N. Okay, M and N are the ratio. All right, comma, the y coordinate is M Y2 plus M Y1 over M plus N. The smaller ratio, second like the x coordinate of the second point, the bigger ratio, x coordinate of the first point. Smaller ratio, y coordinate of the second point, smaller, this is N, right? Bigger ratio, and the y coordinate of the other point, and the total parts in which the line has been divided. Okay, is that fine? Hello.
Yes, Mrs. Grant.
Yeah, please do not mute yourself. Okay, so that you can participate during the class. Okay, so basically here in question 12, it's the same thing being asked over here. That you have to figure out a straight line this or curve is this. They are meeting at the point A. Be given that A lies below the x-axis, that means A has a negative x coordinate, and point P lies on AB. This is what they're asking. There is a curve, for instance, something like this. Not like this. A should be below. Uh, Given that A lies below the x-axis, okay. Something like this, okay. A, B. Okay. Given that A lies below the x-axis and the point P lies on AB, on this line there is some point P. It is dividing the whole line AB in the ratio AP. Let's suppose this is AP and this is PP. PB, sorry. Okay, and the ratio is 4:1. So this is the scenario. All right.
Yes, Miss.
So we are going to apply this internal section formula over here. But first of all, we need to solve the graph and the straight line simultaneously to find AB. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you quickly solve it and tell me what are the coordinates of A and B?
Yes, Miss.
Okay. All right. So M is my smaller ratio, and then my x2, that is the x coordinate of the other point. That means here the -2 into -2, okay, plus n, the bigger one, okay,
Yeah.
and the x coordinate of the other point, that is b, right,
Yes, miss.
into 3 over m plus n, 1 plus 4, comma, m, the smaller ratio 1, and y2, the y coordinate of a, 1 plus n, the bigger ratio 4, and the y coordinate of the other point, that is 4. Okay,
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
over 1 plus 4 minus 2 plus 4 into 3, 12 over 5, comma, 1 into 1, 1 plus 4 into 4 is 16 over 5. Minus 2 plus 12 is 10 upon 5, comma, 1 plus 16,
17 over 5.
17 upon 5. All right.
Yep.
Are you sure your points are correct? Because my answer is coming in fraction. It should not be coming in fractions here. Let me check your work again. -2. I think there's something missing here once again. X square minus x plus y square. Okay. Y, what is y? X plus 1, yes. So beta, the second one here, look, you see what's the problem here? I'm just circling it. When x is equals to -2, y is equals to, which questions coordinate? Okay, sorry, yeah. Y is equals to x plus 1, right? So y is equals to -2 plus 1. Y is equals to -1, right? So -2 -1. The minus sign is missing over here. All right. So here I need to y coordinate of the other point. Here I need to write 1 into -1. This is -1. -1 plus 16 gives me 15 upon 3, right? That means I'm doing it here. 10 upon 5 is 2 and 15 upon 5 is 3. So the point of P are 2 comma 3. All right. Is that clear?
Yes, miss.
Any problem?
No, miss.
Okay. Did you note down the question? Oh, sorry, the formula, this one, internal section formula.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, other question, the problem solving question. Split 10 into 2 parts so that the difference between the square of the parts is 60. We need to make a quadratic equation. Sorry, we need to make two pairs of equation from this statement. What do you think the two equations can be? One is linear and one is non-linear.
I don't really understand the question.
Sorry,
Yeah, me too. Didn't understand it.
can you repeat?
Unless we didn't understand the question.
Split 10 into two parts. Like, you remember the number bonds we learned in when we were, in lower grades. We have to split 10 into two parts. When we add them to, the answer is 10. But the difference of square of these two is 60. Simply, x plus y is 10. X squared x squared minus y squared is equals to 60. Okay?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, I hope you can do it. Hmm.
Yes, miss.
Okay, split n into two parts so that the difference between the squares of the parts is d. What do you think? We have to make
Divide
again
it
two equations.
by 2. Yeah.
No, split n into two parts. It's the same thing, just instead of 10, we are using n here. So two
Yes.
equations. Hmm?
Yes, miss.
Yes, then tell me the equations, the possible two equations.
N over 2.
No,
mm,
bacha. Did I do like this here?
X plus
Splitting it up.
y equals
X
n.
plus. Yeah, good. And
X squared plus y squared equals d.
no, the
And then
difference. X
yeah,
squared minus y squared. Okay, now you have to solve these and find the value of x and y. This will be solved in terms of n and d, right? So don't worry. You need to give it a try here, please. Try solving this equation, these two equations, and write down your answers in terms of n and d,
A
okay?
as well.
No, A is homework. It's the same thing. Substitution would work over here if you want to do. Otherwise, solve them simultaneously through anyway.
Okay.
Give it a try. Okay. I just have substituted the value from one equation into the other equation from here. Okay. From here, I have figured out x is equals to n minus y. And then substituted this into this equation. And now I would be applying a minus b whole square n square minus 2ny plus y square minus y square is equals to d. Okay?
Yes, miss.
It's not 2n squared. It's only n squared. That is your mistake. Okay?
Yes, miss.
And your n squared is also gone. It should be n squared, not n. And then this is cancelled. This is n squared minus 2ny is equals to d. I need to find the value of y and put it into x. So it will be n squared minus d is equals to 2ny, right? Or y is equals to n squared minus d or 2n. This is what I have gotten for x. Okay, I will be putting it into, this is what I have gotten for y, not x. I will be putting it into the other equation. Let's suppose x plus y, equation 1 I take. Then x plus n square minus d over 2n is equals to n. Okay?
Yes, miss.
If I take everything to the other side, doing it here, x is equals to n minus n square minus d over 2n. So this is my x and this is my y. Solved. That's it.
Yes, miss.
Okay?
Yeah.
Take the screenshot. If you have any question, you can ask. Otherwise, we should be moving forward.
No questions, miss.
Okay. Moving to the next topic. This is solving more complex quadratic equations. Here, you will be finding equations not with the highest power of x is 2, but more than 2. What you have to do, you have to suppose, or you have to do the substitution of your highest power of x. Okay, for instance here, you can say this is a complex quadratic in a sense that if I write this x squared to the power of 2 minus 37x squared plus n. If you consider this one as x, as compared to the previous lesson we have learned from the quadratic equations basic concept, this is the squared of that value. So this equation is the quadratic equation in terms of x squared, right? You see, if I say, let's say x squared is equals to y. So I can write this one as 4y squared minus 3y plus 9. You see? So in the complex quadratics, you need to substitute the highest power in terms of some other variable. You need to assume it as some other variable in order to solve it. Okay?
Yes, miss.
Yes, miss.
So it's a simple example that I've taken for discuss it. If we solve it, we will be getting multiple values. How? You are substituting it as a y, right? Two values for y. But since you know that y is not y, but basically y is x squared, so two more values for x. Okay?
Yes, miss. Yes.
Now let's take another. This method is more easier. Okay, now when we can see that some surds are involved, then the simple way is to assume the middle term equals to some other variable. Now you can see that if I say, let's assume root of x is equals to y. Okay, then if I take square on both sides, it would be equals to x as y square, right? So I can say that this can be y squared and this can be y. How? Y squared minus 4y minus 12. And then easily I can solve it as a normal quadratic. Okay. And then two values for y. And then basically y is our root of x and we can solve it for root of x as well. Okay. Is that fine?
Yes,
Yes,
miss.
yes, yes.
Okay. Now let's solve an example here. These are all are simple questions basically. I'm going to solve this one because this all are easy peasy. Here you can just say that let's assume the middle term you can take as in terms of other variable. Assume x squared as y, right? So that means y squared would be equals to x to the power 4, right? So this quadratic equation can be rewritten as y squared minus 13y is equals plus 36 is equals to 0, right?
Yes, miss.
And then you can simply factorize it. Like 36, two numbers when times to 36, and when added gives 13, negative 13. Nine and 4,
Yes.
minus 9 and minus 4. So y minus 4 and y minus 9 is equals to 0. Y is equals to 4. Y is equals to 9. Basically, y is what? X squared. X squared is equals to 9. So the value of x would be plus minus 2, and x is
Yes.
plus minus 3. Right?
Yes, miss. Yeah.
Okay, if I take this question as an example here, you will be substituting x raised to power 4, this term as y. Right?
Yeah.
So
And
after
you,
we get the y value, we substitute it
hmm.
in the x.
Yeah, when we are done with the y values, we know that the actual value of y was x squared. We assumed in the beginning of the question, so we replace y with the actual value of x that we have taken from the complex quadratics, and then we actually then solve for x. Basically, we have to solve it for x, but for to reach till x, we assume it to like we assume it equal to some other variable. Okay, so that we can solve it quadratically. Otherwise, complex quadratics are not easy to solve, not very simple to solve. Okay,
Okay.
can you do I part?
Yes, miss.
Give it a try.